NATO chief warns of dangerous alliance of Russia, China, Iran and North Korea.
Authoritarian alliance that jeopardizes Western democracies, warned Chief Jens Stoltenberg in a rather grim prediction. Stoltenberg highlighted the growing diplomatic ties between Russia, Iran, China, and North Korea and indicated that the global political climate has become more dangerous, much more unpredictable, and violent. He detailed how China assists Russia's war economy while receiving advantageous terms for Beijing. The NATO chief told the BBC, "China is propping up the Russian war economy, delivering key parts to the defense industry, and, in return, Moscow is mortgaging its future to Beijing." He also pointed out how Russia has been supplying technology to both Iran and North Korea in trade for ammunition and military equipment, a concerning development amid the ongoing war in Ukraine following Russian invasion in February 2022. Read more. Haiti could be taken over by Russia-backed gang as Vladimir Putin plots anti-West axis. Escalating tension in Gaza sparked off by a sudden militant onslaught of the Iranian-backed group Hamas against Israel on October 7, 2023, have also exacerbated global tensions, he noted. While the US and NATO allies back Israel and Ukraine, Iran, Russia, North Korea, and surprisingly, China, are supporting Russia and Hamas. However, the conflict in Gaza is not as straightforward as the one unfolding in Ukraine. The specter of World War III looms as NATO countries face the risk of becoming entangled in a full-scale conflict with authoritarian nations. Tensions have escalated following Monday's lethal airstrike on the Iranian consulate in Damascus, Syria, which resulted in the death of 7 top Iranian officials. Iran has since promised retribution, demanding that the US also be held accountable for the attack after accusing Israel of being behind the strike. NATO is attempting to convey a very clear message to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, according to Stoltenberg, pressing Israel to significantly reduce civilian casualties amid the ongoing strife. Don't miss. US on brink of new war as Iran-Israel tension at perilous point, exclusive. Support for Israel dwindles after the tragic aid worker deaths, insight. Suspending arms sales to Israel would be a pointless gesture, report. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, are reported by the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry to have caused over 33,000 deaths in the conflict, many of whom are women and children. The IDF's relentless bombardment of hospitals and refugee camps has led to mass fatalities, with strikes aimed at single targets often claiming numerous lives. Meanwhile, the war in Ukraine presents a different challenge. The US and its NATO allies continue to support Ukraine in its conflict with Russia, reflecting the original purpose of the alliance to counter Russian influence during the Cold War era. Stoltenberg has made an urgent appeal, calling for increased funding to support the beleaguered region, while acknowledging that NATO's capacity to assist its ally is limited and will involve compromises. He is pushing for a substantial long-term funding agreement, expected to be finalized in July by NATO members, as he tirelessly lobbies for more financial contributions towards Ukraine's war effort. His ambitious goal is to secure £100 billion, £86 billion, for Ukraine, despite hesitation from many countries, including the US, to meet this figure. Furthermore, Stoltenberg emphasized the need for sustained support for Ukraine, stating, "Even if we believe and hope that the war will end in the near future, we need to support Ukraine for many years, to build their defenses to deter future aggression." He also noted that Ukraine must contribute to its own defense efforts. In a broader strategic move, Stoltenberg highlighted that NATO allies are collaborating with other allied nations across the globe, such as Japan and South Korea, to counter the growing threat posed by a stronger alliance of authoritarian powers.